Hola, and welcome to the YouTube channel Ioni Swell. My name is Jordan, and I am a trauma-informed holistic guide and wellness coach here to share some wisdom around the Cancer full supermoon that happened on January 3rd, 2026. So thank you for being here. I'm honored to connect with everybody in this space. Bear with me because I myself have been experiencing some very deeply rooted emotional and relational dynamics and patterns that are coming to a head. So many revelations and realizations and intuitive epiphanies around lessons that I have been moving through with so many blind spots for approximately 30 years and maybe even longer. So, this time in the collective and in all of our individual lives is so much about getting quiet, slowing down, and listening to our intuition, connecting with our inner voice, and really allowing the innate guidance to come through with compassion and with acceptance because we are getting ready to move forward in full throttle. And it is a very exciting time. It's about to get so good. And those people who are really embodying their heart and operating from their intuition, their heart space, their divine feminine energy are really going to step up and continue to lead the way and really light up the path forward. So, mainly, this channel is a direct link to me, Jordan. You can find me at www.jordanaughton.com. And so much of my work really is about connecting to our intuition, building that self-trust from nature-based practices, and also as evolutionary astrology being a route and a navigation guide because it leads you to your natal chart, and your natal chart will show you your soul mission and purpose, your intention in this lifetime. So, without further ado, we're going to get started. And I will pull up the chart just to show you what I'm going to be talking through. And this is the Cancer full supermoon, super full moon, however you want to say it, that we experienced on January 3rd, 2026. And this energy is, take a moment and tune in and check in with what you are currently confronting. Do you feel like you are being thrusted into the past where you are having to confront emotional dynamics and patterns and relational dynamics that involve your family system, your family that you grew up in, and your caregivers? Does this involve something that you are recognizing that shows up in your body of, oh, I've experienced this before. This is not necessarily a part of my current reality, my present moment. This is something that's actually triggering me to travel into the past, whether it be emotionally, whether it be physically. This is a time where we are engaging with family members because of the holidays. And so you may actually be having to go back and spend time with family, and then these revelations might be coming through. So this is the chart. I'm going to stop sharing. I will come back to referencing the chart. This energy is so emotionally deep and expansive and taking us back to the root of where we developed our core beliefs, which then shaped how we relate to ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, and how we value ourselves. And this all has to do with Venus, right? So the moon is your emotional body. The full moon in Cancer represents something, because the full moon is in opposition to the sun. So the moon is in Cancer, the sun is in Capricorn, right? Cancer represents the mother. It represents our ability to nurture. It does represent the mother as a nurturing figure. Capricorn does represent the father, the disciplinary, and also the reality that you shape as you age and gain wisdom and go out there into the world and create your legacy. And what are you fully committed to on a long-term basis? So this Cancer full supermoon really represents the emotional wisdom that is coming through, that is gifting us these moments of realization around where our core beliefs developed, how they were developed, who are they influenced by, and are they really ours? Do they really align with our core emotional truth of who we naturally are? So this can bring up dynamics around how your nervous system has been regulating and attuning to the people in your lives and where that began. So the wisdom that's coming through around what we are finished with comes from the innate wisdom that lives at the core before there were any learned conditioning or dynamics that had anything to do with who you don't resonate as. So what this looks like, we are being thrusted into the past to confront our values, our sense of self, how we emotionally relate to ourselves and others, and what are the relationship dynamics that we have been repeating over time. And at the core and at the pinnacle, at the peak of this, in the next 2 weeks, we are having these revelations and realizations around what we're not willing to do or sacrifice anymore. That has to do with our sense of self and how we relate to ourselves and our own emotional truths that then shape the relationships that we create in our lives. So take a moment and digest that. Take a moment and take inventory and stock on how you feel during this Cancer full supermoon and also the next 2 weeks. There's a need to rest. There's a need to get quiet in order to receive the wisdom that's coming through as we are culminating and closing out a 30-year cycle and also soul level cycles from lifetimes of repeating similar emotional and familial dynamics with people who we weren't necessarily safe with. The Cancer energy really is about inner emotional security and honoring what that is, honoring our emotional truth so that we can shape our belief systems and our values from a place of feeling safe within ourselves, knowing that we have all of the inner resources we need in order to create safety and to provide for ourselves. So if you were exposed to a family system, caregivers that weren't emotionally regulated and were perhaps operating from a place of stress, a place of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, whether they knew it or not. They could have been emotionally unavailable. It's very possible that you have been operating from that same stress level, from an unconscious and even subconscious level, because it came down to survival and safety. It's very possible that you feel safe within those stress levels, which then led you to creating a reality that was from those core beliefs that created stress, created struggle, created suffering, created what feels like I deserve better than that. And so we're dealing with these Cancer dynamics. We're dealing with Capricorn. And really, the essence of Capricorn is becoming your own inner authority, being a natural leader because you're honoring your own integrity, truth, commitment to yourself so that you can provide or be there for others as the natural leader. So it's a healthy sense of self and a healthy sense of authority. Nobody has power over me, and I'm going to respect the space of others. We're also dealing with the Virgo archetype. The South Node is in Virgo, and I'm going to show you on the chart here how these are all speaking to each other. The Virgo archetype is so many things, really. The natural essence and expression of Virgo is a healer because it is always wanting or taking action towards improving oneself. It is also sixth house Virgo energy is the body. It is the nervous system. It is the systems in which we create and master that need organization, that need to constantly perfect in order to improve. So then the lower expression of that Virgo energy is perfectionism, not feeling good enough, feeling like you deserve to suffer because it correlates to masochism, which then creates these dynamics of interacting with sadistic dynamics. So we're dealing with a power struggle or what can be a power struggle. The Virgo energy is here to really teach us about humility, natural humility. And checking in with what it is we really need within our mind, body, and soul. It is the alignment between mind and body. The south node of the moon is in Virgo, and it is really supporting us in releasing and removing anything that is not in alignment with healthy daily habits. It's also releasing us from the overthinking mind, the over-identification with the mind, so that we can check back in with our body and restore balance and restore that wisdom that we need within our core so that we can truly be in aligned with who we naturally are and the core beliefs that are in resonance with love, respect, integrity. I'm simply pausing because the information is available, but it comes through rather slowly, even though I have been experiencing so much wisdom coming through daily and minute by minute. And I will, like I said before, honestly share, I am definitely in the soup of confronting at the deepest, most subconscious level of myself my own core beliefs that were shaped from a family system and from prior lifetimes so that I can liberate from what is rupturing my own nervous system and emotional regulation because my intuition is so softly loud and has been leading me up to this point so that I can fully self-actualize, letting go of the old self. And it also is very, it can be a lot to look at your life for the last 30 years and confront the patterns to see. It's really you're seeing what you can't unsee, and it's the patterns that shaped certain, well, it's the core beliefs that shaped the belief system which shaped like a conditioned false self that then was making choices and decisions from a false core belief. And so when I take stock of my own patterns and really look at how they have continued to repeat themselves, and now that I know what I know, it really requires so much self-compassion and acceptance of, oh, this is divine timing. I wasn't meant to learn this until now. And now that I'm learning this, I have all of the resources I need to really make these deeply rooted changes and embody my true core beliefs and my true self-value and my true self-worth. So many of us are going through this, and the astrology really gives us the tools to look at it on a soul level and to really get down to the root, not just the surface level. That Virgo energy will really dig in a cyclical way so that one can consciously see what really needs to change. And this is something that has been developing over time. You could say the last 5 years, and for some of us, longer. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chart. And part of what I offer is one-on-one coaching from a holistic point of view, a trauma-informed point of view. And the way in which we do this is we start with the astrology chart as the navigation tool so that you can see your own unique blueprint, what you are working through, what you're healing, and what you are stepping into from a place of truth, empowerment, and your soul mission and purpose so that you can integrate this, embody this in your everyday practical life. So the full moon in Cancer is here, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Okay, so we have here the full moon in Cancer at 13 degrees, which means we have this sun here at 13 degrees. And the sun is in a conjunction with Venus, Mars, the sun, and even Mercury is right here, conjunct with Juno. So there is a masculine and feminine inner alignment of partnership that's coming together. And this can be your own masculine and feminine energy. This can be you getting on the same page with what you're now going to create for yourself and in the world. And it is about letting go of the past, this Cancer full moon, opposite to the sun. This letting go of the past and really self-actualizing, creating with purpose who you are moving forward. And this moon is conjunct Jupiter at 21 degrees. It is a wide conjunction, but this Jupiter is ruled by the moon. And Jupiter is about your intuition. It is about wisdom. So Jupiter is your teacher of the emotional dynamics, relational dynamics that created certain patterns from a false sense of self and core belief. That you are realizing this is not who I am. And it's not, this is nothing new. Whatever is happening in your life somehow correlates to the past where you have been in this repeating pattern of confronting these dynamics. But in this moment, in this lunation, there is new information, Mercury and Capricorn, coming through because all of these planets in Capricorn are ruled by this Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, closing out Saturn, closing out a 30-year cycle, Neptune closing out a 165-year cycle. So we will never again be in this aspect in the stars because Saturn is like these dynamics of the past that shaped the false sense of self that have been creating these patterns from a place of survival no longer resonate. And they can't move into the new energy when Saturn and Neptune move into Aries together. So this is an inner alignment that's taking place. This is an inner partnership with you, with spirit, and that involves attracting in the people that are in tune and at your own frequency moving forward. So this is a decision. This is a choice that we get to make while also listening to the inner guidance and wisdom that's coming through our emotional body, through our intuition, through our inner voice, Venus. Venus will eventually conjunct the sun and form a new Venus star point. So there's something about you related to your values, your self-value, that is culminating from 4 years ago when you set a new intention at that time. So it's these moments of knowledge and intuitive wisdom that's been coming through for years now that is culminating. Who we were in the past cannot move forward. This is removal energy. And it is up to us to honor that. And it is a choice. Not everybody will choose to move forward fully. And so this moon or this sun, these three planets that are opposite to this moon, they are trining the south node in Virgo. And Virgo energy is degrees of improvement. It's carry wood, chop water, moving one step at a time. The teachings of Jeffrey Wolf Green, the founder of Evolutionary Astrology, he says, the Virgo energy is like a centipede. Let's say it has 236 legs, and all of those legs have to move in sync one step at a time. If that centipede thinks about leg 16, then everything gets out of whack. And Virgo energy correlates to shame. But shame can be expressed naturally through humility. And then there's also toxic shame. So you may be experiencing with purpose, and that has to do with stepping into who you naturally are, where you are releasing toxic shame that you gained at some point in your life from your family system, from your upbringing, and perhaps from prior lifetimes when you are moving through those same dynamics. As this trine is taking place, this moon is trining, sorry, this moon is trining the north node. That's not a straight line, but it's trining the north node in Pisces, which is gifting. The north node is about what you're moving towards. South node is about what you're letting go of. South node of the moon, the north node of the moon. So it correlates to the moon archetype in that how we are emotionally regulating and relating to ourselves. It is your own emotional security. So on an emotional level, because we only heal through the emotional body, we do not heal through the intellect. On an emotional level, we are letting go of these Virgo dynamics of perfectionism, overthinking, shame-based, toxic shame, whatever is not in resonance with who you naturally are. So we can improve upon and build the systems that we need that are in alignment with our self-value and truth, with humility. The South Node in Pisces is connecting to our spiritual selves, connecting to the new dream, connecting to what you are now ready to create from your human self and your spiritual self. So we must spiritualize on some level, connect to our intuition on some level in order to be in alignment moving forward. And what this shape creates is then what we have here is, just need the pen. Not the pen. This is a mystical triangle. So it's the opening up of our full potential. This is when the mystic merges with the scientist and accepts both as truth that can help humanity move forward. The key is to really connect with your intuition and build a daily habit where you are embodying this connection, listening on an everyday basis that is allowing you to really make choices that are in alignment with your true self-value, your true belief system, and the essence of who you naturally are. I think it's worth mentioning that this Pluto is in Aquarius, 2 degrees, ruled by this Uranus, 27 degrees, which is ruled by this Venus, again, ruled by Capricorn, ruled by this Saturn, closing out. Ultimately, the bottom line is, what are you closing out that is related to the past, the ways in which you related to yourself on an emotional level that shaped a core belief, that shaped your values, and then created a reality of patterns and behaviors that are on repeat that do not connect with who you naturally are? What are you letting go of? What are you calling forth to creatively self-actualize and make real long-term in partnership with yourself, with spirit, and perhaps the people in your life? And you may actually be returning to a relationship that is now enlightened because of all the lessons and the learning, because you're now both ready to move together in partnership and in parallel in this new energy. And simply reflecting on my own experience. Whatever wounds are coming up, there's wisdom. Jupiter in Cancer. And those wounds become your wisdom, and they become your medicine. And all the ways in which you can be fully in alignment from your full potential, from your true self-love and value. Because when you live from that place of alignment, we are truly able to help others do the same. So, this obviously is evidence of a true Cancer full supermoon. We will never have this lunation ever again in this lifetime because Neptune will never be at the end degrees or it will never be in Pisces again in our lifetime. I mean, the whole entire aspect, the magic of what is in the stars right now, we will never experience this. So, this is truly a pivot point. It is, from a golf perspective, we're on the 18th green. We're playing in a golf tournament, and there's 4 days of the entire golf tournament. Each round is 18 holes, right? We're on the tee box of the 18th green on the final day. And as I mentioned, some of us are closing out a 30-year cycle of cyclical lessons where we didn't have all the information of the why or how to create change on the root level. And that 30 years is like a microcosm, a part of a macrocosm that relates to prior lifetimes where we have been engaging and improving upon these dynamics for lifetimes. So, on a soul level, for some, this is truly the ending of what we are ready to close out so that we can step in and truly serve and be taking care of ourselves first and also those around us from that same place of self love. Because then we are modeling to each other a safe place to emotionally regulate, a safe place to operate from that is rooted in love and respect, honesty, transparency, integrity. So I'm going to close it out there. And I do have some information to share. Each month, I do a live workshop called The Feminine, Embodying Your Feminine Current. And this workshop is all about how to connect with your intuition. And we learn about the seven chakra systems, the divine feminine archetypes through the goddess energies, and how you can apply this into your practical everyday life. So I welcome you to check that out. If you are looking for meditations and courses that really help you regulate your nervous system, liberate yourself from over identifying with the mind so that you can truly return to your body and to your intuition, you can join me on Insight Timer. It's a health and wellness app. It's absolutely amazing. I'll include that link below. And then finally, if you are interested in working with me, my website is below. And lastly, I do have a podcast that I release as well. So that is called The Feminine Current. And I'll leave it at that. I am truly thankful for sharing this energy with you. Thank you for receiving my vulnerability. And I have a strong feeling that there are others like me experiencing this same, uh, these same dynamics. And it would be selfish for me to keep it to myself. So thank you for being here. I am sending you oceans of love, and I will see you on the next one.